So, Craig, it's a 4-0 loss here today. Does that speak to the performance that the boys have put out or the quality of the opposition?
A little bit of both. I think let's not beat around the bush. Individually, I don't think it was good enough for players, and collectively, as from staff to the lads on the field, I don't think it was good enough either. Do we do the right things at the right times? No. Do we make errors when we shouldn't have? Yeah, and it's cost us. But there's no point in overthinking it. There's no point in worrying about it and like that. We've had a good chat in the stress room now. Everybody putting their heart on the table, talking about what they felt went wrong, what they felt needs to go right, and we'll make sure that we make up for that. Myself, Mark and Jack will go away as a management staff and think about what we could have done better, and the players will go away and think how they could have done better. But there's no point in overcomplicating it. We weren't good enough today, and that's the end of it.
There were a couple of changes that were made to the side as well. Miles and George were brought in to start, and Jimmy Spencer left on the bench. What was the initial thinking behind that? Well,
George, before his suspension, was 2 from 2 in games, so obviously we won goals. And Miles looks a threat when he's on it. So it was just one of them substitutions that we felt that was needed. We obviously want to get Jimmy back up to Jimmy's standards, and obviously giving him that little bit of a rest today as such, hopefully we'll bring the best out of him and get him ready for the next game. But listen, it's all ifs and buts. We came here with a game plan, didn't really work out. Listen, when you concede an OG after so many minutes, it's always an uphill battle, especially against a team like this. They're a top team and they're up there for a reason. They're organised, they know what their roles are, and we just looked a little lost. So I'll have a think about myself and how I could have prepared the players better for this, but we're not going to go into it too much because we just collectively wasn't good enough on the day.
Well, it's been a bit of a running theme throughout this week actually, obviously playing Gloucester away on Tuesday night, 2 games played in the space of a week, conceding 7 goals to no reply. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 shots on target here this afternoon. It's very easy to be doom and gloom about it and perhaps a little bit reactive, but is it a little bit of a concern for yourself and the playing staff that it's 7 goals to no reply?
It's not great. It's not great to look at, but the way I see it, it's 2 games. Do you know what I mean? We could win the next 2 games and we could be Curzon are back and blah blah blah. But we can only do what's in front of us now. We can't. There's no point. We can look back and see how we could have done better. I think a lot of today was individual errors, as in didn't need to happen. There's the 4 goals. I'm not going to dig anybody out. There's no point. We don't get anything from that. The players who's made mistakes will know they've made mistakes. The staff, if they've made a bad decision or a bad subject or a bad formation, we know when we've done that as well. It's just a bad day at the office for us. 2 bad days at the office, and this group now needs to refresh itself and put their heads down. They're going to enjoy their Christmas with their families and friends and loved ones, and come in on Boxing Day with a different mindset. I just felt from the start we looked flat and we never really got going, so we need to sort that out for us. We need to be coming into matches positive with a bit of a buzz about us. But it's one of them. It's 2 bad games. We've been here before where we've lost 2 in a row. I think most teams in the league will be in this position. It's a bad week for us, but next week's a new week, and we'll go into that with a full of confidence and look to make up for our errors today.
And without first choice keeper Cam Mason here this afternoon as well, is there any news on why he was here, or is that
just got a phone call, said he was sick, so it's something that is out of our hands. Obviously all the Renshaw's come in today and tried to help out. Yeah, I think he'll be a bit annoyed with himself considering the goals that have gone in, but so it's one of them. Cam's sick and Olorensha's been nice enough to step up to the plate for us today and try to help us out. It's one of them. It's something that we can't out of our control, but hopefully Cam will be feeling better by Tuesday and we can get him back on the pitch.
And it's the last game of the year on Boxing Day against Southport at home. The first time that we see them in back-to-back succession across Boxing Day and New Year's Day. Is this the kind of matchup that you're looking for to be up to the challenge?
Yeah, we need to be up for the challenge for this. This is a crucial point in the season where 6 points can make a massive difference to where you end up or where you want to be, or if you're heading in the right direction. So we've got to make sure that if we want to be as good as we say we are and do what we've talked about from the start of the season, we need to be going out and winning these types of games. Today just wasn't good enough from start to finish. So we'll have a think about it, regroup, be positive. There's no point in being negative. I don't think going in there and hammering every single player is going to be any good for us. They already know. Lads know. We all know when we make mistakes or if we're not at it. But we'll regroup. We'll be okay. We've got a great bunch of lads. We've not got any bad eggs in our dressing room. We've got good staff, good people around us. So we're just got to make sure that we put this behind us and focus on the next one and figure out how we can be better, as I said, collectively and individually. How can you impact the game more? What more can you do to help your teammates? And that's all we've got to do in the next game. And I think if we can get back to how we were, we should be fine.
Great, thank you for your time. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.